TrashFanz, where real fans gear up, hit the rival's locker to take shots at your opponents while having a good time, or rep your squad from the home locker. Talk trash without saying a word. Get yours at TrashFanz.com. Have fun! It's Trash Talk season.
Welcome to ASSN Adult Sports Situation Network, and we are going to be talking about Game 5, Chicago Cubs versus the Milwaukee Brewers. This is high pressure right here. This is high pressure for both sides because this game could go either which way. Nobody can really predict which way it's going to go. But when I look at the stats over here on ESPN, they basically have the Cubs win percentage at 42.2%. The Dodgers sitting cleanly at 57.8%. Makes sense because of home field advantage and the crowd being behind them as well. So for tonight's game, we got Drew Pomeranz for the playoffs. He's 1-0 with a 0 ERA versus T. Meagle, who is 0-0 with a 0 ERA. So this is all hands on deck right here. So far, Meagle's pitched 1 inning in the post-season, and Pomeranz has pitched 5 with 5 strikeouts. So this is going to be a quite crazy matchup here. So it being all hands on deck, that means anything goes. They're going to be shuffling the cards any which way they can. Craig has been doing that, but shouts out to Craig because you understand the situation, you understood what was at hand, and you played according to the game that was being played on the table, and you played to win. And that's all that Cubs Nation could really ask for. Now, the Dodgers won in dramatic fashion. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was by a walk-off wild throw to the home plate when all he had to do was compose himself and throw it down the first. It was the craziest thing. So what I'm doing here is I'm looking forward. I know we got Game 5 to take care of, but how does the winner of Game 5 stack up against the Dodgers, who seem to be perennial when it comes to making it to the National League Championship Series? So this season, the Brewers have swept the Dodgers all 6 games. Nothing. So that's going to be a hard matchup. So I know the Dodgers are watching this because the last thing they want to see are the Brewers. Now, mind you, what happens in the regular season is not very much of a strong predictor of what could happen in the postseason. Sometimes it's due to injuries, who was playing what, was Shohei Ohtani pitching at that time. There's so many different things that go into it. But the one thing I do know is that great teams rise to the occasion, especially when it's time to be champions. And this might be a tough task for the Dodgers facing Milwaukee if this is actually going to be the matchup after today. But then again, when you look at the Cubs actually won 4 out of the 7 games. So their record is 4-3 with Los Angeles out of a total of 7 games, including that one, the opening season game in Tokyo, which Shohei hit a home run, which was not a home run. I don't know why they gave that to him, but it wasn't a home run. But that could have changed the complexity of the whole game. But anyhow, so looking forward at this and trying to come up with a prediction, it's kind of hard to say what's going to happen. I mean, we got Drew Pomeranz on the mound. Michael Busch has actually been on fire as of late. During the regular season, he had 31 homers. Was it 34? 34 homers. He was batting at 261 with 90 RBIs. Suzuki has been on absolute tear. He's been on a tear as well. It looks like, when it comes to PCA, it looks like he's starting to not swing as wildly. He just has to lay off the high fastball, him and Suzuki. And I like the fact that he's pressuring the defense and moving guys over even with the bunt. Even though we know PCA has a big, strong swing and a big bat, he can put it in seats out there, that's not what it always takes to win a game. So the thing is that, as long as the Cubs actually make the Brewers pitch to them, don't swing at any high fastballs. That's the first thing I hope Craig emphasizes. Do not swing at any high fastballs. Make them pitch in the zone. Once that happens, we do have a better hitting staff, in my opinion, where you can actually get the guys on base and actually get the carousel going, which Milwaukee's great at doing. Christian Yelich is probably their best batter right now. I mean, as far as runs batted in, he has 103 at 29 homers this year with a 264 average. Suzuki also has 103 with 32 homers, batting 245. So the thing is, with this type of lineup, you just have to make sure that you get on base. And it's a lot better than just hitting a solo home run. And the same applies for the Brewers. Although they're not a prolific home run team, They are people who do get on base, and once somebody does get on base, I think I remember reading they have almost like a 33% average of making sure that runner scores. So you have to make sure that you limit them when it comes to the pitching. Do not walk anybody. Don't give away too many first pitch balls. I know it's a strategy that you have to use to keep them guessing, but you have to get that first strike. You cannot allow any type of walking in this game. And the one thing I will say is, if Craig shuffles his cards correctly and he deals, and make sure he has the right players out there, the right pitcher out there rather, and make sure that he plays not for the fences, but small ball off the top, I think the Cubs can win this game in Milwaukee. Not because I'm a Cubs fan, but you got to look at momentum. Who has the momentum right now? If you look at the scores, you can see how they're slowly getting to the point where they're getting very competitive. By game 3, the win was only 4-3. By game 4, the win was 6-0. Not saying that is going to tell us what's going to happen in this game, but you can see the shift in momentum, even from the runs and from the pitching perspective. And you can see the pendulum starting to swing. But what it's going to take in this game for the Cubs to win, it's going to take scoring early. Make sure that you get the right pitchers out there, don't play any games, and protect that lead. And you have to tack on. And that's something the Cubs haven't been good at since the first half of the season. So, but they're proving to break out of that slump. And if Ian Happ is out of his slump, P.C. is going to keep getting on base, and he's going to get base hits or squeeze or move runners over. This is going to be a very, very competitive game, and it's going to be a close one. And what does it take for the Brewers to win? Well, in my personal opinion, the Brewers have to be what the Brewers have been all year long. They really don't suffer that much of a losing streak, but they are playing a foe that knows them very well. So this is not like playing somebody that you played only 6 times or only a couple times and they don't see you. You know, this is something that happens every year, all the time, and they're only 90 miles apart. So it's going to be the Brewers making sure that they have the right pitching staff on the mound. It's going to be them just making sure they get the carousel moving. And if they do that, they might be successful, or we're going to have a very competitive game. If that card is taken away, the Cubs will win this game. It's hard to try to predict a score, but if I had to predict a score, it's kind of hard. Because, like, I'm thinking the score is going to be low in this game, unlike the other game that I predicted. Something just tells me 3-1. I think it's going to be all hands on deck. It's going to be a crazy one. To me, it's either going to be a low-scoring game somewhere in that area, or, depending on the conditions and what's going on out there, it might be like 7-5, something of that nature. But if the Cubs play the way the Cubs can play, they'll win this game. I love the MLB. So I wish everybody luck. But just for me as a fan, go Cubs. Make sure you check out our new store. It's called TrashFanz, or we have rivalry rare between different teams and also in different sports. We're filling out our store fast. Things are moving really good with that. I think you guys will enjoy it. You can just have a good time, laugh with your friends, and poke fun at the people who are not on the same team as you, right? So this is ASSN, the Adult Sports Situation Network. I appreciate every one of you guys. Please tap that share button, that subscribe button, that like button below, and we're going to keep it rolling. So next time we pull up in your YouTube feed, make sure you get your ass in.
Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button and check out our new store, TrashFanz.com, where real fans gear up with the wildest sports gear in the game. See you guys in the next episode.